Is America done loathing hatchbacks? Audi is wagering on it, as the brand interestingly is sending SP brought forth 4 entryway renditions of the A5 and S5 as the A5 and S5 Sportbacks. The second era of Audi's smooth medium-size hatchback, the United States never got the main gen models. The most recent A5 and S5 Sportbacks enlarge the lineup of A4 and S4 vehicles in A5 and S5 cars and cabriolets. While sensible souls are certain to be flawlessly content with the $43,575 Audi A5 Sportback's 252 horsepower turbocharged 2.0-liter inline-4, those of an all the more enthusiastic outlook will be attracted to the $55,375 S5 Sportback and its 354 horsepower turbocharged 3.0-liter V6 motor. Like its S4 and S5 car and cabriolet kin, the S5 Sportback comes standard with Audi's Quattro all-wheel drive framework and an 8-speed programmed transmission. The ZF-provided gearbox is a fastidious accomplice that benefits as much as possible from the V6's 369 pounds-to-foot of torque, which is accessible from a low 1,370 revolutions per minute the distance to 4,500 revolutions per minute. Turbo slack is acceptable in as much as the dashboard-mounted Audi Drive Select change is set to dynamic mode or utilize the controlling wheel-mounted door shifters to choose first apparatus. Leave the transmission to move from itself and the auto in its comfort setting, however, and the S5 will dispatch in second apparatus in light of a legitimate concern for mileage. This annoyingly boosts the twin-look-over turbo's underlying slack, and it doesn't jump off the line like an execution model should. The transmission's delay to downshift at speed and comfort mode likewise demonstrated infuriating, at last driving us to leave the auto in its dynamic or auto settings, the last of which consequently switches between drive select modes in view of late driving style. An individual setting permits S5 Sportback proprietors to tailor the auto's different drive select capacities to their loving, including the guiding, suspension, transmission move focuses, and that's only the tip of the iceberg. Notwithstanding mode, and regardless of incidental inconvenience with its apparent execution when driven delicately, the S5 Sportback's speeding up doesn't baffle. We moved the 4,017-pound hatchback from 0 to 60 miles per hour in an energetic 4.3 seconds and through the quarter-mile after only 12.9 seconds at 108 miles per hour, times that coordinated those of a 75-pound lighter S5 car. In spite of the fact that the Roadster recorded a slower quarter-mile trap speed of 107 miles per hour, the Sportback's additional mass, in any case, made itself known in its 70-mile-per-hour 2-0 halting separation of 158 feet, trailing its 2 entryway partner by 8 feet. All things considered, the S5 Sportback required 13 feet less than the Mercedes-AMG C43 car to come an end. Indeed, even despite its solid speeding up, the S5 Sportback demonstrated generally cheap. Our watched mileage of 23 miles per gallon was only 1 mile per gallon short of the EPA's consolidated gauge. It additionally coordinated what we recorded in a lighter and less effective A5 Quattro Roadster furnished with a programmed transmission. The S5 Sportback returned 33 miles per gallon in our 75-mile-per-hour interstate mileage test, 3 miles per gallon superior to the EPA's evaluating and 1 mile per gallon behind the figure we accomplished in the A5 Quattro Roadster. On account of its discretionary 19-inch Haggles Condi Sport Contact 5P summer tires, $800 bundle, this S5 Sportback adhered to our 300-foot skid pad at an amazing 0.95 grams. Regardless of its significant hold and in addition an all-wheel drive framework that defaults to sending 60% of accessible torque rearward, the S5 Sportback demonstrates the mediocre artist when driven energetically. With 56.0% of its weight on its nose, the 187.1-inch long hatchback is inclined to understeer. It pushes wide with little cuts of the throttle, even with our test auto's discretionary torque vectoring differential that is a piece of the $2,500 S Sport bundle, which likewise incorporates red brake calipers and an arrangement of versatile dampers that give a firm yet sympathetic ride. So, the S5 is proficient and more than capable, however it doesn't feel willing or, eventually, fun? Unquestionably part of this driver-auto association issue is the S5 Sportback's controlling, which we observe to be its weakest dynamic point. All around weighted however dead. Our Test Auto's $1,150 dynamic steering alternative additionally demonstrated capricious in its reaction. The controlling proportion shifts from 10.5 to 1 to 25.0:1, and we regularly observed the electrically held track to be dreadfully speedy or much too moderate, however once in a while without flaw. Spare your cash and stay with the standard framework and its settled 15.9 to 1 proportion. There's no denying the S5 Sportback has style. Its decreased roofline, longer wheelbase, and wrinkled window line give the Sportback a visual nearness missing from its two entryway stablemates. Moreover, our Test Auto profited from an eye-popping layer of Tango red paint, a $575 choice. Smooth and useful, the S5 Sportback Spring-Forth covers 22 cubic feet of payload space behind the back seats. That is 10 3D squares more than the S5 Roadster's trunk and 9 more than the S4 sedans. In spite of the fact that the S5 Sportback's back seats situate as class-focused and sufficiently agreeable for two, those looking for most extreme back seat space will be ideally serviced by the S4, which offers about a large portion of an inch of additional head and legroom. Per Audi standards, the S5 Sportback's inside highlights rich materials it sorted out with laser-tight accuracy. Ergonomics are first class, and the S5's atmosphere and mixed media controls are both instinctive and situated inside simple reach of the driver. The standard infotainment screen is a 7.0-inch unit, while 8.3-incher is accessible as an update. As the highest point of the line Prestige demonstrate, a $4,400 extra expense over the standard Premium Plus trim, our S5 Sportback Test Auto came furnished with a greater infotainment screen and an in-dash route framework, a redesigned sound framework, a head-up show, a 360-degree C-camera framework, LED inside lighting, and Audi's chic virtual cockpit computerized instrument bunch. It likewise donned the $1,800 driver assistance bundle, versatile voyage control, path-keeping help, programmed high bars, $1,250 worth of sewed calfskin, and $500 in carbon fiber dashboard trim, bringing the smooth hatchback's as-tried cost to $68,350. That is $3,000 more than a comparatively prepared Audi S4 and $200 not as much as a proportionate S5 Roadster. Given that the greater part of A5 and S5 models sold since June, the primary month Audi started checking the new body style, have been Sportbacks, it shows up this hatchback wager is paying off. The American abhorrence for seals might be dying down, in any event for ones that look on a par with this Audi.